Hi, this is Mike of Nearly Enough Dice, and this is the Kerbal Space Program. Last episode, I got the Steel Snake to the orbit of the Moon and was preparing for landing. So currently I am hovering a few thousand meters above the surface of the Moon, and I'm falling straight down. Let's see what happens, shall we?
Just some fine adjustments. My horizontal speed is actually a little bit more than I would like. Oop. Well, we have to deal with the horizontal speed in a second. Slope's quite high, you see. So I'd like to go more this way, where I think the slope is going to be lower. But that's not that easy. I've actually overcooked my let's not land right now. So I'm going up now. My suicide burn distance. Oh, how I wish I had my hoverbot script. I'm probably going to be saying that a lot more as time goes on. Still got quite a high slope, so I don't want to land just yet. I'm hoping that what's in front of me is going to make for a better landing. I'm going to try and... I'm trying to just make it so that I'm going more or less the way that I'm facing, so it's going to be a lot easier to kill my horizontal when the time comes. Slope's very low actually, so that's... I think we're going to go with it here. Slope's 2.7. Okay. We're going to quick save this point. if not what the date is. 26th. I had the cap lock here on at some point, so possibly. I don't know if that was good or bad. Crew port landed, so we've got that. We will EVA. Take data. Store data. EVA report, which I probably already have. So it won't let me because I've already just done a normal in atmosphere. Not in atmosphere. When I was actually flying, I actually did a flying over the moon one. Grab a mystery goo. I actually forgot to do a mystery goo on the way. I should have done some mystery goos on the way there, and I forgot completely. Do the materials bay. You leave the assembled bay doors open on the moon and go do something else for a while. Going to be 100 science for that. It's quite neat. Log temperature. Log pressure data. That one's already got one. See if I can find one that doesn't have one. Nope. There we go. That's going to be 48 science, just that, which is pretty neat. Now, where did I end up? All right, we ended up here. Now, there are theoretically things I could do. That's a different biome. That canyon's a different biome. That's Midlands or Lowlands. That's Highlands. I've already got Highlands. In terms of this is now, all I'm thinking about now is surface summit. But I think those are going to be too far away to actually go and get. I mean, if you just kind of zoom out. In fact, that's not even the that was a crater within a crater. So you can see just what a ridiculous way I'd have to go. So I don't have a rover, so I'm not going to try and do anything like that. But we are going to EVA, and we are going to go down. I think I could start around about here. So yeah, we'll let go and then just fall our way down. Boom. So we're going to grab all the data from the everything. Come on. Must be close enough. Come on. There we go. Oop. Right, so that I've brought a temperature gauge along that I'm not in fact going to end up using, but I'll live with that. Probably there was a point where I could have hit the temperature usefully. Yeah, I forgot to do high over the moon, that's right. But that's okay. Oh, I should have got that mystery goo. I'll get it before I go up. Oh, is that? Okay. So take all the datas. I've taken at least 2 thermometers along that I didn't need to. Or again, you know, maybe I could have found places to do them. Take data. Oh, hang on, have I not been doing temperature data or something? Or maybe I've already got it, I can't remember. And that's not the mystery goo that I used. Right, no, that's right, I've only done 1 mystery goo. There we go. So I now have all the data. And we'll grab collect data. So I now have a bunch of data. Oh, hang on. I'll get my own EVA reports. and I'll take a surface sample, and I'll plant a flag, which is in fact I've got a contract to do, so let's do that. That contract, apart from anything else, is going to pay for this whole trip. So I'm going to hold a bunch of science that has actually been paid for by somebody else. First Lady Kerbal on the moon. One day, no, what do we do? What will be pithy? Man. One small step for Lady Kerbal's, a giant leap for Lady Kerbal kind. And that's me got that. So this cost about 70 grand, and I've got 116 back. I mean, possibly I could have been even more efficient and time, but yeah. Now I'm not going to get up between those two, so we're just going to go oof. Right, so there's no, I'm not going to be boarding anything. I'm not going to be boarding anything. What on earth did I just say? Right, so I'm not going to go to any more biomes on the moon. I'm not going to go on to any biomes on the moon. But what I do want to do is try and launch myself into a more or less polar orbit at this stage. Because then Valantina, once I get into that orbit, Valantina can just go round and round and round and round and collect lots of data as she goes over the various biomes, which is going to be extremely tedious for you all to watch. Probably very tedious for me to do. What I may, if I'm very lucky, be able to do is, you know, grab some of these things. You know, they want me to do, you know, I may have to like adjust going, you know, slightly above or slightly below whatever my orbit ends up being. Some of these I think are, you know, get surface samples and do it on the moon and stuff like that. But that will hopefully enable me to get a shed load of science. I might then see if I can dock with the Puffin and transfer the science over. The issue is the Puffin does not have enough electricity to be able to do pretty much anything, really. The Puffin doesn't have enough electricity and doesn't have enough electricity generation ability to do the processing. So with all that in mind, I'm just going to go up and then north. So that's going to be S and a bit D, I think. No, a bit A. S and a bit A. And then I'm going to just go to the horizon as soon as... Right, we're going to... Speaking of, I've got quite a lot of Delta V left in... Well, I want to say a bit, quite a bit. I've got 220. But I don't... With my piloting skills, I don't think I've got enough to do anything clever like go to a different area. So I'm going to turn off the lights because I'm about to take the battery away. I'm going to take all the electricity away. So track the ladder. Wait till that's stowed away. throttle them. Yeah, that's a thing, isn't it? Right, I'm gonna turn off all these engines. I suddenly realised I could have got another contract. I actually had a contract to test these engines from an escape. I think it was an escape lost along the moon. So I probably could have actually gotten that. Oh, never mind. So we're going to put those into the same stage. So that's that engine and that separator at the same time. So now I can put my throttle to maximum. SS is on. Go to the horizon as soon as. Maybe a bit up. That's actually higher than I wanted it to be, but never mind. I'm feeling brave, and what the hell? You know, I can fiddle with it when I get there. To be perfectly honest. Whoop. Don't like it when my apparatus or periapsis disappears behind the moon, because it looks very much like I'm about to crash and die. So that's going to be quite high up, but that's fine. I've got 7 minutes. And I'm going to go with where are orbit surface. Counter node. So it's about a second burn. So I think I might do that thing where I'm just going to limit the engine. Because the second burn is really a bit. Well, let's point towards our maneuver node first, shall we, just in case. Let's just throttle that back until we get aim for a 3. Can I go for a 3-second burn? Close enough. Well, no, it's a 6-second burn, but I'll go at 3 seconds. Apparatus. Oh, I think we'll just. Yeah. Being very pedantic. I'm just going. Well, let's just see how sick I can get. Oh, let's just leave it. That's a pretty circular. I mean, 27,700 and 27,290. That's pretty circular. That's pretty good.
And that's put me into a nice polar orbit, which has the advantage that as you go round and round the orbit, the moon rotates underneath you, so each time you come back to an orbital point, you're actually at a new space on the moon, which means you can actually cover all the biomes on the moon, and with EVAs, you can get a lot of science. So I've just got the poles and polar lowlands. I am noticing that I can't actually get the those contract waypoints because I don't have a thermometer on board, but hey, never mind. So it's going to be just going down and checking all those little biomes, all the different craters and canyons and midland craters and highlands and poles and stuff. I discovered that the poles that's the same biome, both the North Pole and the South Pole, so there you go. If you ever want to do something like this, you won't actually have to waste your time unnecessarily getting both biomes if you don't want to. I'm going to have to send a probe up at some point to get all of those temperature requests, but that'll be for a later time. All I need to do now is work out how to get back to Kerbal from a polar orbit. So I think I'm going to leave it there, so thanks very much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe if you've been enjoying these videos. You can find Nearly Enough Dice at nearlyenoughdice.com. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter. And as I go round the moon again, all that remains is to ask that you reach for the stars.